everybody, how's it going? Coming to you with another guitar review, and this time we're looking at a custom-made guitar by Pizzecci. And spoiler alert, I'm not impressed for a number of reasons. Now, disclaimer, this is not going to be a shut-up-and-play tone demonstration. You know, I'll get to doing some acoustic playing here later. But this is going to be a full-length review and kind of a mini rant because I'm pretty upset with this guitar. And I didn't even pay that much for it. I gave $300 for it because I was told the truss rod needed adjusting. And they aren't wrong. Looking down the neck of this thing, it's basically a bow and arrow. When I went to try to adjust the truss rod, I noticed it was stuck. And then I realized why it was stuck. Maybe you'll be able to see that. That is fretboard separation. How bad is that fretboard separation? It's that bad. This wasn't disclosed to me, so I've been fighting for a refund. By the time you'll see this video, I'll probably have already gotten this thing returned and got my money back, but I wanted to review it while I had it because how often do you get a chance to review something like this? And there's not really that many reviews of Pizzecci guitars. So what's the model on this thing? Let's see here. It is the DRP-85-234P. Sure. Basically, it's a Dreadnought. We have a solid Douglas Fir top, solid sinker Cypress back and sides. Beautiful wood grain, I'll give it that. Mahogany neck, Indian Rosewood, fingerboard, and bridge. The bridge is kind of a Taylor-style bridge. Underneath these two mother of pearl dots, yes, there are very large bolts that bolt this bridge down. And by the way, bridge is lifting on one corner. Ebony fret markers alongside the flame maple binding on the fingerboard, and you have flame maple binding all around the body. It is a very good looking guitar, but there are so many problems I have with this thing. Okay, aside from just the separating fretboard that you can't fix unless you take the entire fretboard off, then rip the truss rod out, put a new truss rod in, glue the fretboard down, and with this binding, you know, you could break something. But the intonation on this thing is off. It doesn't hold tune very well. I've tuned this thing several times before starting this video, and it looks like I've already gone out of tune again. So basically, these tuning machines suck, and these are the original tuners. We'll see how long it stays in tune this time. And the gold foil for the headstock is peeling, if you can see that. Maybe you'll be able to see this. The nut is actually too small. You know, I can feel edges on both sides of it, so the nut wasn't cut correctly. No bone nut, bone saddle. The intonation, not great. The sound isn't bad, specifically when playing bar chords. But when playing open, my high is super muffled, my low is pretty muffled. And so it kind of reminds me a bit more like of an arch top in terms of sound. Which is fine, except I bought a Dreadnought, not an arch top. So I expect a Dreadnought type tone. It is a pretty unique tone wood combination. Douglas Fir for the top and sinker Cypress for the back and sides. It's kind of a more classical guitar combination. But honestly, I'm nervous having this thing tuned to pitch. I really, really am. I'll show you these tuning machines here. They're unbranded Grover copies. The maker couldn't even bother to use real Grovers. The edges of the fretboard feel sharp, which makes the guitar feel relatively uncomfortable. The nut width on here is weird. I don't remember it offhand, but it's like, I believe it's larger than 1 3/4 inches. Check the description for all the specs. I didn't really write the specs down for this video because really I just want to get it over with. This is a very disappointing experience. There is a wood rosette, which is attractive, and inside on that label actually is all of the, you know, materials and everything used, right down to what kind of fret wire was used, which is cool. But the fact that this, someone actually was proud enough of this to sell this and sign this, like the label inside is signed, no. And you might say, well, it might have been a nice guitar at one time. It might have been, but again, that those fret edges, not like the fret wires, the edge of the fretboard being sharp, that would have been an issue from since the guitar was made. Also, this is kind of hard to explain, but most guitar fretboards are radiused, you know, kind of outward. This is radiused inward, almost bowl-like. Okay, so you know you've got a convex versus concave situation here. It's done backwards. Doesn't feel good. It just doesn't feel good in the hands. This is probably going to be my shortest guitar review ever because I just want to get this thing put back in the box and sent the hell back to the owner. I hate this guitar. I hate everything about this guitar. I think the sound is okay at best. I think the quality is awful. I think that the fit and finish is awful. The playability is awful. I mean, again, string action's pretty high because this neck needs to be reset. So I can tell you exactly what happened is, and so, you know, to try to compensate for the high action of this neck needing to be reset, the original owner cranked that truss rod so much they over torqued it, and that's what popped in the fretboard. And the sad part is that this is the best it'll ever be unless it's repaired. And I'm not going to spend the, you know, $500 to $700 to tear this fretboard off and put a new truss rod in and put the fretboard back on. You know, possibly more if they have to work with the binding again. So, let's get this tone demonstration out of the way. Oh, by the way, we do have 2 strap buttons in good locations. I'll give Pizzecci credit for that at least. We're already out of tune again, guys. We are already out of tune again. That is how horrible these tuning machines are. Finger picking. That's what you get. I'm not going to demo it anymore. I hate playing it. I hate this guitar. You know, I absolutely hate everything about this guitar aside from how it looks. So that's why I'm not even going to bother trying to repair it or have it repaired because I feel like even if I did, after all the money I sunk into it, I'd still hate this thing's tone and the feel of it. It's just a colossal disappointment of a guitar. And I didn't even notice this, but there's actually 2 cracks forming in the top there as well, right along that center stripe. So, yeah, the Pizzecci DRP-85-234P Dreadnought, built in 2018. No. Just absolutely not. Tune again. Yep, that is this guitar. That is all you're getting on the review of this guitar. I hate this thing. Is it the fault of Pizzecci guitars? Partially. Like I said, there's certain things in here that would have been an issue from the manufacturer, from the maker. Not entirely, but partially, and partially is too much as it is. So, yeah, the Pizzecci. No, thank you.